we're watching Transformers of Eternia. And on this video, I wanted to give my thoughts on Transformers Legacy Stunticons in their car forms, and their robot forms, and in their combined form into Menasor. So let's start the show. Okay, so before we get going here, why don't you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button, because it helps out my channel greatly. Just trying to get my subscriptions up and get more people to be able to see these videos. But anyway, starting off with Dead End. Dead End is cool. I got this kit here to go on like the spoiler. I figured I'd get that from eBay because it's something that just kind of was lacking. Because I mean, when he transforms, his feet really are kind of messed up looking. So if you give him the spoiler and everything, the spoiler basically makes it to where you can actually get the spoiler, and then you'll also get his feet, so they actually look like feet on the Transformer. So yeah, this is really cool though. I paid like $60 for this guy, but yeah, the set, I don't know how much the set for the spoiler is though. I think it was like 15. I don't know. Just look on eBay for the spoiler for Dead End, for Legacy Dead End or whatever, and I'm sure you'll find it. It's a pretty cool set though. It looks really good. So yeah, Dead End though, I just love this car. I just think it looks cool. It's one of my favorite figures out of this whole set, I think. So I'm glad I paid $60 for him, because I couldn't find him anywhere. But yeah, moving on to Breakdown here. Breakdown is just kind of Breakdown. He's just being just kind of a generic combiner, I guess. But yeah, he's the spoiler thing. That whole thing was an issue for me. I hated the idea that you had to pull the spoiler off to transform him. So I basically just cut the spoiler down the center instead of ordering the little add-on kit. And I split the spoiler so you can actually take it and just kind of fold the spoiler in two pieces for his legs and everything. I cut it with a razor blade like this, and it basically just turned out pretty good. You can't really see any like issues with it on screen. There's a better look at it, but yeah, it's just, I just cut it, and now it's two pieces, so when he transforms you can just kind of fold them in like this. So it's I don't know, I think I did a pretty good job actually on this, because I'd have to pay like $5 from someplace or whatever for a third-party version of this plus shipping or whatever. So I figured I'd just do it this way and just cut it, because that's all it is. It's just splitting it down the center. That's all you really need to do. So I would advise everybody to do this, because it saves you money and it makes it to where you can transform the figure without having to take apart everything and have this extra spoiler hanging out, you know. So yeah, Dead End, or Breakdown I should say. Breakdown is just a basic figure. I mean, he's just the way, he's just a leg. You really don't see this guy anyway, so I don't even know why I'm going out of overboard for him, because he's just like in the back of Menasor's leg. But you gotta have him to have the set, so that's just the way it is. But the spoiler and everything makes him look cool, and I'm glad that I split that one. This is a pretty cool set though when you see them all together like this. So anyway, moving on to Dragstrip. Dragstrip is a figure that everybody can find in the store probably, because this wave has been around for a year and it never seems to move ever, at least in the stores around me. So moving on to Wild Rider. Wild Rider is just basically the same car as Breakdown for the most part, because it transforms exactly the same. But it is kind of cool. I got this guy from Amazon, I believe, back in the day, and he's alright. Once again, he's a leg, so you don't really see him, but he does look kind of cool at least. I mean, the car mode is cool, and the red windows looks cool, and the red and the blackish stuff or whatever. But yeah, he doesn't really have a spoiler even or anything, so, but he's a cool figure. I don't know much to say about him, because he's just kind of a figure that's there. He doesn't really stand out. But yeah, this whole set is cool. I mean, look at that. I mean, Motor Master I could talk about, but I think I already gave my thoughts on that on another video. But Motor Master is cool and everything for being $80 and all that stuff. And he's a figure that you just kind of have to have, obviously. But Dead End is my favorite. Out of all of them, pretty much, Dead End is just the one I kind of like the most. That's why I bought the spoiler. So he's got cool looking feet and he looks more G1. But yeah, this whole set is cool as a group. It's not one of those things where any one of them is like this great figure, but they all together is just something you have to have, especially when you combine them. But for now, I'm just going to transform them off camera, and I'm going to give my thoughts of them after they're transformed in robot mode. Okay, so here's the Stunticons in their bot form, as you can see. And this gang looks great together. I just love how these guys look. I'm sure a lot of people have already done all these reviews, but I was probably one of the last ones to get Dead End to complete my set because, you know, it's hard to find these guys sometimes. So I'll just start with breakdown here because I cut his spoiler in half. Right, see, you can see how it just kind of is separated there. So yeah, that makes him look a lot better as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, trying to focus here, but yeah, there you go. So you can see kind of it's not the perfect thing, but it's kind of rough a little bit, but it looks better than having a spoiler that I have to take off every time, because this way I could just fold them back and then I can literally transform the legs. So that's a really good thing. So I'm glad I have that. I mean, I could have bought the set and had a little thing add-on set or whatever, but I figured, well, why not just use the spoiler we already have? And of course, his top of his legs right here, his hips or whatever, it's really tight. So you can't just kind of like pose him and have him stay, because he just kind of goes back together again. So that's kind of irritating. But whatever, that's just how he is. And okay, stay. And Dead End, the spoiler set that I got for him, this thing makes him look really good. He's probably my favorite one out of all of these now. I mean, other than, well, Motor Master is cool, but I think, like, out of the cars, I think this is probably one of my favorites. Especially with the spoiler feet thing. But yeah, he looks great. I just think he looks awesome. And I keep his wheels, instead of putting them all the way up, I put them down. Just that's something that I just think looks better, and it looks more G1, because in G1 he had the tires on his shoulders. So yeah, the set is basically just a peg-in thing, which is kind of nice that they had these pegs on the bottom of on the back of the car for his guns, because these peg on nicely. This is a set you can find on eBay. I don't remember how much I paid for it. It wasn't too much though, I guess. But yeah, he just looks cool. I don't know. I just think this guy looks great. So these are my two little pet peeves, I guess. Having the spoiler fixed for him and the spoiler on him and the spoiler turning into his feet to make his feet look good and everything. But yeah, these guys look great. I've already probably talked about in another video Motor Master, Drag Strip, and Wild Rider. So this is pretty much all I wanted. I just kind of wanted to talk about these guys and everything, and the ones that I recently got, I guess. So now we're going to go to the fully combined into Menasor mode. So this is Menasor in his combined form, as you can see. And boy, he looks freaking great. For me, he's well worth all of the extra money I spent on this guy. Dead End looks freaking awesome. He's got this, spoiler and everything. And I always put the guns, I don't know if you can see this properly, but I tend to put the guns on the side here, just on this little panel that kind of flips down. So yeah, so I put these guns on this panel right here, just kind of to have each character have his
his weapons, you know, so I don't lose them and get them separated from the right ones. So yeah, drag strip, he's got his guns right there. This is Menasor in his full combined mode, and he looks freaking awesome to me. I just love how this guy looks. This is probably one of my favorite combiners, like when he's combined. I just think this guy is beefy. Like, I can hold this guy and like shake him. He's not coming apart. He is beefy. He feels good in your hand when you're holding this guy. He just feels like a high quality transformer. So overall, when everything is all said and done and hunting these things down and getting everything in its place, this guy turns out to be pretty damn good. Size comparisons: Optimus Prime, and Megatron standing next to him. Looks pretty good for a size comparison, I guess. But yeah, this guy is worth it. At least for me, he's worth it. A lot of money I spent, $60 on this guy just to get him off eBay or whatever. But yeah, everything comes together. Everything's nice and tight. Everything's locks in place. Joints are nice and tight. Everything holds up really well. He stands really well. This is just one of the coolest combiners. So I'm glad I got a Menasor finally, a good one. I mean, the Combiner Wars Menasor was kind of garbage to me. I mean, that one just seemed like it seemed like they didn't have the budget to do it properly. So, who knows? Whatever that was all about. So yeah, this is Menasor in his combined mode. I just love how he looks, everything about him. I'm probably the last person to do a review or talk about this thing because everybody got theirs right away and just like pre-ordered it and got it immediately whenever, you know, but I don't have a lot of money to pre-order something and not know if it's going to come out of my check at that time and not be able to pay my bills, you know, so I ended up getting these things whenever I could, and in the end I had to pay $60 for a dead end, but whatever. So yeah, I just figured I'd give my thoughts on a Menasor and kind of tell you what I think about it. So tell me what you think in the comments section below, and let me know what you thought of this figure when you got them combined and everything. So like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.